You're done. You're done.
Okay.
Welcome to No Hard Feelings.
Yo, motherfuckers. Monday night special. Islanders getting their ass kicked. Game's over. It's like 6-0 or something. I don't even fucking know. I stopped watching a while ago. But what's up to everybody out there in the Twitter sphere? We got a pretty chunky one tonight. Nicky Nine's in the house. Marz Mira will be here soon. Islanders, safe to say they lost this game, even though it's still going. But yeah, it's pretty much over. They got their asses kicked tonight, but you can't win them all. So what are you gonna do?
Did they start that rookie? Because I remember you saying something about them. They were going to start a rookie or some shit.
Well, there was rumors that they were going to start the goalie who's in right now, but no, they didn't start him. They ended up starting goalie and the guy Varlamov, but he got his ass kicked. So, but they went down hard tonight, man. They fucking. And you know what? Listen, it's the Stanley Cup champions, man. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Period. So. But there's plenty more to talk about tonight besides hockey. This show is No Hard Feelings in episode 32. And we talk about, stuff with the community, all kinds of shit. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows what's been going on. A lot of shows have been done. A lot of live streams have went on. A lot of shit talking. A lot of stuff going on. So a lot to talk about tonight. Marz said, why don't we open up the lines tonight if we're going to do it live on the channel. And we'll open up the phone lines, too, if people want to come in and call in at a certain point and have their voices heard, too, because we're going to touch on a lot of different subjects tonight. And seems like everywhere I go now, or my wife, addresses are being put in there of mine. And a bunch of other shit behind the scenes that's going on. Crazy shit, man. A lot of doxing, a lot of... a lot of threats going on, a lot of shit going on.
A wild week.
Yeah.
Wild fucking weekend. Like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, every once in a while we have one of those weekends in the community that is, goes above and beyond, right? And never fails to deliver. But, listen, it is what it is. But, the whole fucking... address thing and all that shit. I haven't responded to it in weeks. I've seen it in there a million fucking times, but it's just fucking stupid. It's at this point it's like retarded because it's like it's not even it's barely getting a reaction in the beginning. Like this is the only reaction I've given it is right now. To be honest, this is like the first time. So. I haven't reacted to it much, but yeah, there are, and it's obvious who it is. I mean, everybody knows. It's very obvious of who it is.
Fucking Voldemort.
It's in every chat. It's in, and it's pretty obvious. Like when you get a screenshot of somebody handing over your information to someone else who then puts it on their screen, and then it happens to appear in every chat you're in once you confirm you're in that chat, it's pretty obvious who it is at this point. So, and there's been a lot of detective work by people in the community, a lot of people who have kept their eyes open on a lot of things and put two and two together. And, a lot is out there. And the whole entire broadcast from the other night, Saturday night, I took the night off because I went to the Islander game, not to the game, but I was in the parking lot for a couple of hours, had some fun. My friends were all there. We were drinking, hanging out. So I tried to go live from the parking lot, but it wouldn't let me on Streamlabs for some reason. It just would not let me. They wanted me to buy the premium package thing and all that, and I didn't know how to do it on my phone and blah, blah, blah. So I recorded a bunch of shit. And then when I came home, obviously I watched the game, and they all hung out afterwards, so I didn't go live. But the next day I wake up and I get all these clips, obviously, of the night before, right? And, you know, you've seen them, so I don't need to explain what they are. I mean...
It was a big night. It was a big night. It was great, honestly. It was great. It caused a lot of stir up, you know, and I made some people look good and made others look like a fucking dildo, you know, if we're gonna be honest with what happened with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, so I got all those and was reacting to all that. And, like, so my point is I haven't been on since Friday night, you know? And there was, like, you know, deals that were cut and behind the scenes that were like, okay, you know, you don't mention me, I don't mention you, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, the fucking holes open up. Danny calls into Joe's chat or Joe's show or whatever, and I guess he was going at it with you know, Tony. And, you know, things were said, and then he said the whole Long Island thing and all that shit. So it was like, there I am. I haven't said Danny's name in fucking 48 hours, and then all of a sudden that was said. So I was like, what the fuck? Somebody must be talking to this guy or like feeding him bullshit. I don't know what it is, but, and then I was like, is this what you think of me? Like, you know, I'm doing this weird shit behind the scenes. Like this, I think you know me long enough, like, to know that I ask people not to stick up for me behind the scenes. So like, what could I really, you know, and he kind of, we spoke, me and Danny, tonight again, and that's what I was trying to avoid, was the whole getting into these big conversations about shit, you know, and trying to avoid all that. But, you know, throw Tommy into the middle of shit, throw all this bullshit into the middle of stuff, and it was just like, God almighty. But long story short, you know, the bottom line is, I think at this point, all these people that are doing this shit all feel justified that they're doing it, you know, including all of us too, right? It's a lot of us are like, we're justified what we're doing because we're defending ourselves, and you know, this person is justified because somebody called them this or said that, and then Joe went with this whole scenario of the beat my kids. Somebody says I beat my kids and this and that. I've said so much shit on these shows. When the fuck have I ever said that this guy ever touched his kids, beat his own kids? Never once. Never fucking once did that come out of my mouth. And that never came out of anybody else's mouth that is in this chat or on any of these shows. No one's ever fucking said that. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that, ever. Not even on his side fucking with him. You know?
I don't know, man. I'm sure he gets trolls that fucking do it, but like, at this point, I think in the community and where things are, that anything that happens is just going to be associated with like our side. That's, you know, at least on his end with his people and whatnot. Anything serious whatsoever, it's just, oh, it's the trolls, it's those guys. But we don't associate with trolls. Like, none of us troll.
No.
None of us take the time to do it. So it's kind of like, oh, okay.
A lot of us have disassociated ourselves with anybody that's known for trolling or being malicious, really. I mean,
I
Joe's
don't
the
care
one
about trolling like that. If I got something to say, I'll say it.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, Joe's the one who's over there fucking saying, oh, well, you know, Scott's scumbag, but he's not as bad as these other people. That's not us saying that, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's not us saying that shit. Like, giving out like false. If Joe thinks that doxing and fucking, you know, all that shit is not bad, and he thinks that us reviewing him for the last 6-7 months, whatever, how long it might be, is worse than that, okay, then he can say that. But we all know what's what here. Like, you know, Tony got onto the show and said what he said, right? And listen, I don't want to hate on Tony, okay? I don't want to hate on him, all right? If Tony has been clear what he really wanted this entire time he's been on with YR, right? Don't you agree with that? He's been. I mean, he's been.
But he really made it like he was going to do something totally different than what he did. Like before he went over there, it was all, bro, I got this, bro. I'm going to do this. Don't worry, I'm going to hit him with questions and stuff. And instead, he just came over and kind of prostrated and presented his ass.
Well, yeah, I'm not. So I wouldn't disagree with that. Yeah, I'm not even like questioning that, but I'm saying like we all knew Tony wanted to go and be on Joe's shit again and wanted to, like, you know, have a relationship with the guy and blah, blah, blah. Even talked to him before he went on there, right? And went over those questions with him. So we all knew that, right? Now, going into it, yeah, he was supposed to say this, this, and that, and this, and this, and that. But he did say a couple of things that I disagreed with him totally. Then he did say some things that maybe he is right on some things that he said to Joe last night. And I'll tell you what those were. The ones that I didn't agree with, that I did not agree with what he said last night, was one, how he made it sound like to Garguts and to Drew and Garguts. He specifically said to those guys, I don't say anything, I never said anything bad about you, I don't talk shit about you guys, I never have, and never will, blah, blah, blah. He most certainly has sat there like any one of us and has bashed the fuck out of both of those guys, especially Garguts, about how bad he is on the mic.
He talked about how dog shit he is.
Yeah, about how bad he is on the mic, about how bad he is a liar, about, you know, a ton of other shit, right? And last night basically sugarcoated it that he didn't speak on them like that, right? When honestly, I've never really heard any one of those guys badmouth him. Not once. Drew or
Drew
Garguts.
doesn't badmouth anyone.
Yeah, so that I didn't agree with last night, right? And it's none of my business. I'm only talking on it because all this whole shit has to do with the whole weekend, and this is what we do on the show. We talk about the community that we're involved with, and that's why it's being mentioned. But the other thing that I didn't agree with that he did was he was supposed to ask a couple of those questions, and one of them was supposed to be the question about Scott.
Well, that got shut down quick.
Yeah, it did. That wasn't, you know, and that necessarily wasn't his fault, you know, but
that wasn't his fault.
No, I don't think so.
Well, your gripes are different than mine then, because like mine was the fact how after Travis and C-Man were on there kind of grilling Cronin, that fucking he came on there instantly, said, it's kind of, he's all, you know, Cronin's like, what do you think about that? And fucking Tony's like, kind of nitpicky. It's like, bitch, for months you've been sitting here going over with like a fine-tooth comb.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, that's like, one. Well, that's one of the things I was going to say too. Like, you're right about that. There was a time where all of us spoke to Tony and said, don't you think you're getting a little carried away with what you're playing and listening to? Because he kept going with these clips that really didn't involve him or anything that was bad. It was just basically like nitpicking shit. You know, so he was going with the nitpicking shit at one point. He was. There's no doubt about it. I mean, maybe he doesn't think so, but a lot of people did. You know what I mean? I would say a lot of people thought that.
I don't know. That was my grievance with him. The other, I think, was like, I don't care who talks to who or does what with who. I don't have to talk to Joe or anyone I don't want to on here, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll comment on stuff, but I mean, it's just me talking shit. Like, it's nothing any more than that. But I will say this, that Tony looked like a fucking bitch. Like, the fact that he said he waited on hold for 3 fucking hours.
Yeah, I couldn't
Dude,
believe
I'm not
that.
going to wait on 3 fucking hours to talk to my fucking
I couldn't
mother.
believe that, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, okay, but I mean, I don't know.
Dude, it was bad. Then to just get shit on. Like, I think my favorite part of it was fucking when Drew, like, gave him the dad talk.
Yeah, and then
he's like, I saw potential in you. You really just disappointed
I
me."
couldn't
It's
believe
like,
he said I
fuck
saw
off.
potential in you, and that's like so demeaning to another. Like how is he not like? I mean, I'm sorry, man. Maybe I'm just wrong. I don't know, but I don't know. It just seems like I don't know.
That was that, and I guess the other part that it was like, dude, when Nicky J was just like, it's like, motherfucker, you're like, you're fucking getting all huffy and puffy for some other man. Like, what the fuck? I don't hate Nicky J like at all. Like, I don't hate him. I don't mind. He's a nice guy. He's a sweetheart, but he's a fucking stuffed animal. He's a fucking teddy bear. You know, he's not like this fucking mean tough guy, but he like tried to chew out Tony like beyond belief, and he always bitches all this drama, but he's always in every fucking drama chat. Except mine.
But dude, he's never really like talked shit about anybody. You know what I mean?
No, he's not really a shit talker,
Yeah.
but like to sit here and say, oh, I hate all this drama, but all you do is fucking watch it.
Well, there
It's
is
like,
certain things that you could say like maybe, you know, maybe he's wrong with, but I don't think anything like that bad. You know what I mean? Like, I think for the most part, he, Nicky J, you know, he tries to do the right thing. And when, you know, I know he mentions like, oh, I got called on to the show. I got called on there just so you realize like, okay, he got called onto the show. He didn't go in there, and I know why he does that, because I used to do the same thing back in the day when I would get called from YR and good old Scunty over there. I would make sure that I said I got called to the show, because I knew Joe would give me a ton of shit about it if I said that I called in or I wanted to be on the stream.
Even that's a thing, because he always gets on the show and he calls him and he's always like, well, you're calling me. You know how many times a wire calls me and I never fucking answer or deny? It's like, dude, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can choose.
Oh,
what
well,
you want to be
well,
part
that's
of.
definite, dude. I agree with you 100% on that. And so obviously there is a part of him that, listen, I think there is a part of him that likes YR and hanging out with all of us on there and talking shit, right? Obviously, he doesn't like the Cronin shit because he hangs out with him, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I get it, but it's like, dude, he's not your fucking brother, like your best friend, and that goes for all of them. Just watching them all kind of just gargle on fucking Joe's nuts and just sit there and take turns butt fucking Tony. It's like
that. I heard a clip of a Patreon thing, like, where the two guys were facing off against each other, and one was doing $101 and the other one was $102, and I'm like, listen, man, having support like that is a blessing, but to have two guys fighting over you basically is just crazy. Like, to think that Joe sits there in that spot and like just doesn't even say anything, like, hey guys, don't fucking, like, don't fight over me, like, or don't even. Well, I wouldn't even want to mention that on air. Like, I wouldn't.
Get it if you're like friends.
I don't know. I just wouldn't even want to mention it.
Friends, but when you're a fan, because you're not really his friend, you're his fan. If we're going to be honest, Joe don't have fucking friends. He has fans.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, man. I just look at it like it's weird to me. Like, I've never looked at anybody like, oh, you're this great guy. I'm gonna fucking worship the ground you walk on, especially for someone like Joe, because it's not not even to this, because he's doing something right for him, but it's not my product, right?
Yeah. So
it's weird for me to see a bunch of people fawn over some dude who just says like edgy shit, like literally. It's weird for me. Like, I get some people like enjoy it and think it's funny, but for me, I'm just like years ago, Marz tried to get me to listen to it, right? Because when he first found Cronin, I listened to it for fucking, and this is back when I think you were on JB and fucking, and I was just like, yeah, that's not my thing. I'm good,
Yeah.
And so I just couldn't picture sitting there just fucking. I just can't, dude. It's weird to me. It's and then the whole them talking about their alpha, and I'm like, dude, it's like it's not 2007 anymore, dude. I mean, it's not the tap out shirts, we're fucking alpha. I mean, I would never. Dude, I'm sorry, man. I mean, it's not to really shit on anyone, but I would never describe anyone in this community, especially on that side of the fucking, on that side of the border, as alpha. Like, just I don't know, man. It was fucking pretty. It was pretty lame, dude. It was pretty bad. And I know you're a little more forgiving with that shit than I am, and you're more like open with stuff and like, oh, everyone's cool, I get along with people. But me, dude, like when I see shit like that, I'm like, dude, like I would never, with the exception of a few people, I wouldn't talk to anybody in real life in this community, because they're just fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't get down like that, dude. I don't get down with people that are like cool with you one moment then fucking hate you the next. I don't do that. I don't get down with people that are always constantly fucking fighting and always drama. I can't deal with that in my real life,
Yeah, no, I hear that. I don't like that shit either. Like, that's part of the reason why I switched up what I was doing with some people, It was the whole atmosphere and the bullshit that went with it, and it was all left behind for the longest time. Now, you get two guys that are obviously Joe guys, right? Simo and Scott, who I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They obviously, to quote someone else, want to take him out for a steak dinner and kill Ken now. And it's very easy to like go against Ken and or any one of his friends or anybody next to him or even affiliated with him in the slightest bit and say, hey, look at me, look what I'm doing. Look, Joe. And Joe will roll out the red carpet. But there's two guys that Joe won't roll out the red carpet for, and they do it anyway, because now it comes to the point where if they get anything done to them, they think it's me and that I'm putting people up to it. And anybody who's remotely close to me, knows me at all, knows that I would never do that and knows that I don't do that. right? But yet they're thinking, hey, even if he is or he isn't doing that, fuck him. He's the target. And those people with him and these people around him. So.
All right. Well, I mean,
that's no matter what.
I know where that's coming from, and I understand like the stuff with fucking Danny and whatnot. And
oh well, no, Danny. I mean, that is.
Well, he's the one who's saying that he was going to come up there.
Well,
you know, like
I get that part, but I'm not even saying that. That doesn't. That's like, I get that. That all right, he's coming here, blah blah blah, right? But my address being put in the chat every time I'm in there, my wife's in there, the threats on mentioning my kids' schools. This shit legit happens to me, and anybody who's in these chats sees it. They see it going on, right? Joe sits there and claims that this happens to him all the fucking time, but there's never, and everybody asks in the chat as he's saying it, yo, show us proof, show us proof. You see it coming on the screen, show us proof. But there's never any proof. Anybody who hangs around me sees me in the chat can tell there's the proof, 1, 2, 3 right there. Everybody knows who it is. Doesn't take a fucking really smart person to know who the fuck it is. So.
Yeah, but with that thing, there's nothing you're gonna do unless you just everyone disables the chats. Like that's literally the only fucking recourse because those particular people and those that get lumped in with them, they get stuck in this weird thing where they want to hurt you so bad and they can't because it's the internet and they don't understand that. Like there's something in their brains that don't understand. This is just the internet. Like people don't interact with each other like they do on the internet, like they do in real life, because you have civility and whatnot, fucking Discord, just normal conversation, being a normal person. But on here, everyone lets it fly a little more because it's the fucking internet, and so these people get so pissed off that they can't do anything. They're like, all right, well, I'm gonna do something to try to destroy your life, to try to hurt you, and try to hurt your family. And my thing with that is it really worth it? Like ultimately, is it worth it? Like say something, God forbid, ever happens, it's worth it. So especially when people are trying to claim like, oh, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus now and the Lord. And
yeah.
If you get somebody hurt or their family hurt because of words on the internet, you're not like Jesus isn't smiling down on you saying, oh, well, you're fucking a good guy. It just doesn't work.
Even if you believe what you're doing is right, obviously it's wrong. Like putting my shit, receiving it from Chris Moore, and putting it up on the screen, on Scott McKinnon's screen, obviously that's not normal. And that's you could sit there and say you didn't break no laws, but taking somebody's shit off the internet and then having the proof sent to me of transferring it to somebody, right, for any harm whatsoever. Like obviously it was sent to Scott for a reason, and he showed it on his live stream. He showed it. He showed it. I don't know if he did it on purpose or he did it to fuck over Chris Moore, but he showed it. And everybody,
it was for intimidation, is what it was.
Everybody
it was
took
to let
screenshots.
You know I have this shit.
Well, he showed, like, he could have showed it to me without showing me who gave it to him, though. And it could have been just as intimidating. You get what I'm saying?
But he doesn't. That dude.
No, my point is, he probably fucked over the guy who gave it to him.
I don't know, man.
Like he's obviously throwing it up there
so much. I mean, he might have. You're right. He fucked him over by showing him as the rat.
Yeah, I mean
but
that
those
was.
two don't care.
No, obviously they don't. But like, if you got a prior record, and you already been in fucking jail, and you have a prior shit, and you could fucking say whatever. I mean, I don't know. I can only go by what this guy has told us, or I've heard from about him. But like, if you have any priors or anything like that, it would be pretty fucking dumb to get involved with transferring somebody's information around on the internet,
Yeah, but here's why he'll do it: because he's a criminal, and that's why criminals. Don't give a shit about that.
That's what I said earlier in the chat, in Dave's chat earlier. I said this is why these people are who they are, because they actually will go over that line. They don't give a fuck. I've never given out not one person's fucking address in this entire community. Phone number, nothing. Not willingly. Obviously, I had a couple of fuck-ups on Skype here and there when I would change a screen.
Yeah, as did I. But it's like normal people don't do that kind of stuff. And all you're seeing is like the dregs. Because if we're going to be honest, a lot, as fucked as it is, like a lot of that type of things have congregated here, those type of people. Like I've dealt with a lot of people in my life. I've never dealt with people like the fucking,
Yeah,
the
go
three
listen
blind
to
mice.
go listen to one of Chris Moore's latest videos that he does on the side, his side videos. Go listen to one of those, because in it he'll tell you exactly who he likes now and who he doesn't. This guy started out by bashing the fuck out of Joe for a while, and then I was the new guy around, and then he started bashing the fuck out of me. Then he went back to bashing Joe, then he went back to bashing me, then he went on to bashing me and Joe, then he went on to bashing me. Now if you go listen to it, it's more of, yeah, I like Joe. Joe does everything good. Ken just wants to be this. He's jealous of Joe, blah, 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 right? And now it's Joe's a good guy, and I love what Joe does, right? And I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is like that now. I wonder why there's no attacking of Joe anymore, right? I wonder why it's just Ken now, right? Same thing with Scott, who could sit there and tell you, oh, I don't like Joe either. But Joe could sit up there and call him a scumbag and a piece of shit or whatever he called him the other night, right? And there's no repercussions at all. You know why, right? Because why would he do that? He's just saying, hey, look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing over here, bro. Look what I did. I called him fat. Look what I did. I got into a fight with him. Look. And it's come on down. Come on down.
And Joe can, my opinion on it is this, that Joe can have them. Like, I wouldn't want those kind of people. And I certainly wouldn't want those kind of people as my fan.
No, me
like
neither.
That's just the realistic truth of things.
Me neither.
I have no doubt in my mind that Joe has to deal with a lot of shit. Like, none whatsoever. None whatsoever. I'm sure he does. He's minusculely popular on the internet. He's known to some extent where he can make a living off of it. He has people always vying for his attention, so he's going to get people that'll, do shit for him that is a little nefarious. That's just what they do.
I hear you. But what am I doing, and what is any of us doing that we deserve that? What is any of us doing that we deserve to have our names or our numbers or our parents or our kids' school put in there or anything like that? What exactly are we doing? We have done nothing but mouthy stuff. I have said nothing but words. I haven't touched anybody. I haven't fucking threatened anybody's life. I haven't doxed anybody's fucking addresses. I mean, what exactly have I done or anybody else done that they deserve those type of repercussions back, right? What is it? There is nothing. There is nothing.
I look at it this way, I look at it, I guess, a little differently like this. Like, do I think any of this stuff should be happening? No, whatsoever, no. I think it's shitty. I think it's fucking pathetic that people do it, and people have done it to people anyways. That Cody guy got doxed in what's her name stream. His girlfriend's job got doxed.
Jesus.
And those guys haven't said anything about anything, right? So it's just my view on it is why not? Because, like, look at the child that gets cancer. What I mean, it sucks. It's terrible. It's a fucking crime. But there's nothing stopping that because life's not fucking fair. And it just doesn't matter.
No, you're
what
right.
You do in
you're
this
right.
Life, shit's gonna happen.
You're right.
And
you're right.
We could do whatever we want.
And it's all
we
good.
could try to be the best.
It's all good.
No,
yeah.
yeah.
It's all good because I said it before. I said it in the
Mm.
chat before. Fuck it. Like, hey, if it's going to be me every fucking time there's a chat and something's going on, then fuck it. Let it be me. You know what? At least it ain't like a guy like Cody who just comes in with his girlfriend and is on a live stream and then boom, all of a sudden his shit's in there. And now all of a sudden they leave and they never come back. And you're like, okay, that was quick. Goodbye. Because that's what they want. That's what these people ultimately want. They want everybody to fucking leave. They want everybody to run. They want everybody to be like, fuck that. I don't want nothing to do with that shit. That's what they want. So people like Scott can turn around and go, see what goes on in their chats. Nothing but in there. Nothing but, it's like, that's what they want. Exactly what they want.
Yeah, and that's fine. And he can have that. But at the end of the day, he's stuck being who he is as a person.
Yeah, which is the most miserable fucking thing of them all.
It fucks with him too.
Yeah.
Like it does. It's not like he gets out of this unscathed. It makes him look like shit. It makes retaliation fucking come in some form or another. Like same thing with like even Danny. Like when he says the shit he does, it doesn't make him look cool and tough. It makes him look fucking stupid, and it hurts him and his persona. Like whatever. Like his words have caused him. I don't know where you guys are, and I don't care. You guys cool, not cool, doesn't matter to me.
Well, I'm going to talk on that more. I'm going to mention more on the whole thing because I have some more to say. But real quick, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Marz Mira in the house.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Marz, what's up?
Bro, sorry I'm late. I had a lot of shit to do today. But I really wanted to be here from the get, but it just didn't work out that way.
It's all good, bro.
You know?
So what up?
I can't sorry about the fucking Islanders, bro. That's
yeah, I hear you, man. You know, like that's why they're the champs, bro. You know, they laid it on us. They fucked us good.
But yeah, I don't want to derail the shit, bro. Keep going. Whatever you guys are saying, I'll just jump in, man. So.
I was just getting back on that. Like, I am fully aware of the things I say. I'm not innocent by whatsoever. I talk hella shit. But I leave it at that. And at the end of the day, when I'm not streaming or doing some shit, I leave it here because it's just some temporary bullshit thing to pass the time. Yeah. Like, it's nothing more, nothing fucking less. I have no desire to
well, that's
kind
yeah, dude, that's exactly what I was saying to Danny, because like me and him's conversation, you know, he says what he says to me, and I'm like, let me ask you, like, what exactly is that what you think of me? Like, I do and say these things because it's for content or something? Like, because that's not what it's all about. It's not all about content for me. That's not what it's about. You know what I mean? I think he's getting this, and I said to myself, and I said it to him, like, who's telling you things about me? Or are you thinking these things about me and just speculating like other people are, Scott and Chris Moore, who sit there and say, oh, you try to claim you know nothing about people putting out my address, or, I mean, putting out my work, my job, and making jokes about my job and this and that. And I didn't make jokes about his job up until that point when he started to fucking say, well, you're getting retaliated on whether it's you or not. So then I joked about it, but I've done nothing but joke about things. That's it. That's all I've done. I've never.
Even that's the thing. Like, as much of a cunt as Scott is, I don't want him to fucking get doxed.
No, I don't want his address out there.
Fucking have some shit happen to him or his
no,
I have no desire for that
me
whatsoever.
Neither. Me neither.
Yeah, but to be fair, like, we've said that from the fucking beginning. We've said that from the get-go.
We have.
I mean, we've said that so many shows, man, that we don't approve of threats. We don't approve of people doxing, people putting other people's addresses out there.
We've boxed those people out. We have boxed those people out. SC Steve is one of the biggest hating Cronin people in the entire fucking community. Could we have honed that and used that to our advantage and kept him around and kept him going after? Of course. We could have even enticed him to do more and do worse and do more. That guy was talking about calling up Streamlabs and doing this and doing that. Yep. We were the ones who fucking stopped him.
Said, yep, every single one of us were like, fuck you, dude. What the fuck
is dude, we were the ones. Do you see Joe doing that? Do you see Joe saying, hey, man, I don't condone that? I don't condone that. Well, I mean, yeah, okay, the other night he said, I don't condone anybody being threatened, right? He said that. Okay, I get that. But do you see him canceling people out who say shit about me or Marz or Nicky or Dave?
Well,
no.
Well, furthermore, Ken, he said that when people go against him or when Danny MT went against him and threatened his life, he said everybody was for it.
Who the fuck was for it?
Nobody
See,
was
that's
for
the
it.
shit he makes, and he he throws that out there to be like, and everybody was for it. They said I bang, you know, I do this to my kids, and everybody was for it. They were loving it that Danny was doing that. Who the fuck was? Everybody was against it. Everybody. I'm sure Danny will even tell him that. Everybody was pissed at that. Like, both of us were threatened. Me and Joe. So what is he talking about? Who else was for it?
It's that kind of outlandish shit that he says that all these other people fucking say. And it's like, you know, dude, like, you're not hearing this shit from anybody else. You're not hearing this shit from this guy or that guy. No one's sending you all these fucking mails, emails, whatever. This is how you actually fucking feel, man. But you're blaming it on other shit.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
These people actually fucking feel this way, bro, and it's fucking sad and it's fucking pathetic that these people actually go to the lengths they do for no fucking reason.
For no reason, because you know what? They like it's jumping the fucking gun. It's like going for the low blow.
It's not even jumping the gun, Ken. It's absurd. It's fucking. There's no reason to do it, bro.
There's low blow. It's just it's like the last resort. It's like the first decision to make for a last resort. It's like a last resort type of decision made right off the bat. Like, just put their address in there. Like, you know,
like I've said a billion fucking times, the three of us on this fucking call at NHF tonight, the three of us, I know for a fact, have never, ever fucking try to dig into someone's fucking personal bullshit.
Never.
Ever.
Never. There's
ever.
not anything behind the scenes. There's nothing in any chats of ours.
Not
No
a fucking thing.
Nothing.
So if you blame us for fucking bullshit, you're out of your fucking mind because we're not the fucking ones, man.
Yep.
You need to fucking look somewhere else, motherfucker.
I kept trying to say that to this fucking retard Chris Moore. Like, dude, you could blame me all you want because I was singing a song called White Horse that I heard someone else singing. It might even been him complaining about somebody doing that to his job and hearing him say it and then singing the song. I didn't even know where I got the song from. I know I heard somebody say something or sing it. Some shit like that. So then I said it in a show, right? And I didn't even say it for 2 seconds. It was like that quick. And this guy picks up on that, follows every word I say that he picks up on that 1 second out of 5 hours, right? And goes and thinks that that's a clue as me knowing that somebody doxed or called his job. And now I'm joking around about
Here's the thing about White Horse, and I still don't understand that,
fucking
by the way.
weird,
But
bro.
look, here's the thing. Before that came to light, hold on.
Wait, I'll pause that. Hold on.
You know, I often wondered if King was Kane.
King is Kane. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Fucking
It's
shit.
always on my mind. Cops, they caught me. King, it's Kane. King, it's Kane. It's Kane. Cerebral palsy.
Joe is playing a sick weird game. He acts dumb and tries to make us look crazy to his audience. We know what's real.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much, I mean, I guess that's what's going on because, like, when you sit there and say, everybody loved it when Danny was threatening me and threatening to kill me.
No, nobody loved it. Nobody was enjoying it. Nobody's fucking celebrating because everybody knew that it started with you and it's going to spread to everybody fucking else, man. Nobody fucking loved it. Nobody enjoyed it. And everybody was against it from the beginning.
Nobody did. And if we did love it and we did enjoy it, we would have fucking went with SC Steve and we would have rode that shit to the bitter end and we would have said, no, man, keep trying to get him. There's so many times that we went to SC Steve and said, dude, you got to chill with the Cronin, like maliciously saying shit and this and that. And we fucking stuck up for this guy, like behind the fucking scenes. Like that's the type of people we are. You know what I mean? That we don't want to see this guy with a family
when we got something to say,
get
we
fucked.
say it.
Yeah.
When we have something to fucking say, we say it.
That's
we
what I
come on
told.
here,
Yeah, that's what I told. Fucking,
we say names. We say who's saying it, and that's the way it is, bro. If you got a problem, fuck off.
Yeah, that's it.
Call in.
That's it.
Tell us to fuck off.
That's it. Plain and simple.
And I'm guilty of that too, because out of all of us, I say obviously the worst shit, but it's never crossing a line, and it's never more than what it is.
Yeah.
Like with Danny, he's really upset, but to me, he's just fucking like he brought it on himself with the whole shit's coming shit to you. Like if he never said that shit, none of this would have fucking happened. And I just took it for what it was. It's just content for fucking around. I mean, to me, the dude's literally like a fucking condom. When I'm done with him, I'll throw him away. And I'll go on with my life, and he'll continue to be mad, and I don't give a shit because I know it's never gonna come to anything.
Look, that guy's fucking useless. I'm just gonna come out and say it. The guy's useless. He's a nobody.
Well, this is
the thing about it is when on that phone call, I got called by YR, and Nicky Nines was on that call, and Danny MT was on that call. I was busy. I didn't get on that call till fucking an hour and a half later. I get on the call, and all I fucking told the guy was, look, bro, the threatening shit is not cool. It's not okay, bro, and you shouldn't fucking do it. Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's it. It's not okay. Ken doesn't dig it. Nobody fucking digs it, and there's no room in this fucking community for your bullshit, bro. That's it. That's all I said to the guy. And he said, yeah, I shouldn't do that, and I need to control myself better. And from here on out, I'm going to control myself. And I said, look, I take you for your fucking word, bro. Well, and what happened? Not even the next day, the same fucking night, the guy goes out and threatens fucking YR, threatens it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, bro. So you broke your fucking word. That's not my fault. That's your fucking fault.
And that's the thing about the dude. Like, he talks all this fucking alpha male and all this tough guy shit. The simple fact is he has no honor. He doesn't honor his fucking word. Maybe he can't. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's really this fucking brilliant fucking person, MMA fight, all this shit. But whatever's going on in his life, whether it be mental or through getting punched in the head or whatever, has changed him into a person that's not reliable. And not somebody that you can trust to fucking not just go off the deep edge. That's all that dude's ever gonna be. And he's stuck. He's a slave to it. And
well, listen. I'll tell you this. He definitely does regret saying some of the shit that he has said. Like, And like he doesn't want to be known as a guy.
Well, kid, you know, on that phone call, after he did that to you, he regretted the same fucking thing. Oh, I regret that. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't say these things.
He
I don't
does
know why
regret
I do
it.
that. I'm
He
gonna
does.
stop doing it.
He
And
does,
he does it
yeah.
again the next fucking day.
I know. He does, because you know what it'll be? It'll be like he's sitting there and he's hearing like the replay and he's hearing people say what they're saying to him, right? And then he's just as pissed as he was when it was said. So then he turns around and he says something back again. Like, for instance, his deal was to keep our mouth shut about each other, right? We won't say anything. And then all of a sudden, 72 hours later, boom, he comes out and says what he said on Joe's show. And my point to him was, dude, we basically shook hands to like not fuck with each other. And then here you are saying that on Joe's shit. And it was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you know, it wasn't called for. I didn't do anything to deserve it, you know? And wait, hold on one second. Hold on. Bullsy, what up, baby?
That's bullsy.
Joe actually admitted that he plays games and he's a pussy. Danny Mount seemingly just went crazy.
Well, yeah, Joe at least admits some of the shit he does. Yeah, I guess. But, you know. But my point to Danny,
yeah, but
basically,
Joe's the thing about Joe is he's real vague about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't come out and fucking blatantly say shit. He's real vague. And
well,
real
when these
pussified
guys
about how
all
he said
ask the
shit.
questions, like Travis TLC asked him the question of like, dude, when the fuck did I ever say anything like what you said I said? And basically his answer to that was no, it was from trolls. And that's always his answer. It was either I'm joking, it was a troll I was talking to or about, and those are his get out free cards that he uses quite a bit. And let's be honest, he plays the game very well, where he can make assumptions out loud and point fingers without using names and have an escape clause ready to go. That's just how he works. That's how he works
Ken,
now.
I don't give a fuck what Joe Cronin does. I could give 2 fucking shits. I've said it 2 billion times on this show, bro. At least 2 fucking billion times. I don't give a fuck about Joe Cronin, man. I don't give a fuck. But the thing is this guy is fucking bringing in, whether he realizes it or not by his actions, he has all the shitbags supporting him. Now, it doesn't take a fucking genius to figure out, like, okay, bro, like, you have all the shitters clustering towards you.
Yeah.
And all the people that fucking know what's going on are on this side, bro. There's a problem, and you probably should even out your fucking, your surroundings, bro, because it's not looking good.
That's what it goes with, like, Danny. Like, my thing with him is, who would want a person who's actually racist and violent around? Like, I don't care about him calling me a kike. I'm not Jewish. And even if I was, I wouldn't give a fuck. It's like, whatever, dude. Saying racial things, whatever. But when somebody's actually a fucking racist, like, I hate XYZ for how they were born, the color they were born, even if I don't know them, it's like, you're an idiot. I can't deal with a person like that. Or if we have a disagreement, it's instantly violence. I'm gonna dude. That's too much of a headache of a person to deal with, and it shows me who fucking Joe is to want to deal with a person like that, because no normal person. You took a person from outside, regular everyday jack off, walking down the street, told them about this, to be like, what the fuck is wrong with Joe?
So listen to this real quick. So Danny would say it, like I said before. The only ones, and you guys said it too, the only ones that enjoyed when Joe was being threatened and I was being threatened from him, like Joe made the statement last night, and everybody enjoyed it when he was doing it, is bullshit. It's a false claim. And even Danny knows it. And I said even Danny would probably admit it, and he just did. Basically saying, yes, the only ones that were happy when I was threatening you guys was only SC Steve, YR, and Scott.
Yeah,
at that time. So, like, what Joe says, it's all just dressing afterwards. It's changing history. It's always changing history. That's all it is. It's changing what it really happened.
Well, Joe doesn't realize he continuously backs himself into a fucking corner, in between a rock and a hard place, and eventually that shit's gonna bust, man. Because you're having all these shitbags flock to you that everybody knows is a piece of fucking garbage that doesn't belong here.
Well, look, I'm going to open up the phone lines. If anybody wants to call in and join us at any time, has anything to say, I will answer their call from here on out. So
that's right. Anybody can call. Anybody. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Anybody wants to call. The lines are open, and we'll hear you out. If it's against this or if it's for this, whatever, you tell us. Tell us how you feel. Tell us what you think. Yeah. You know, like, I know There's a couple people out there that asked questions to Cronin that night and, really didn't get anything in return what they thought they were. And then a guy that was like really asking some good questions and really getting Cronin's ass was C-Man that, a lot of people have been talking about lately, and comments have already been said like, oh, look at Ken trying to scoop this guy up because he goes on Joe's show and it's like, fucking, I can't even say, wow, I like somebody who called somebody out, or I like something that somebody said, or his voice is good, or God forbid I say anything like that, and right away from the haters it's, oh, look at him, he's trying to jump in with the, it's like, Jesus Christ, man, fuck me.
Well,
God
I didn't
almighty.
listen to all of what C-Man did that on Saturday night, but I did listen to some of it. And,
good.
I'll be honest, like, it is real hard to go with Joe, like, one-on-one, because Joe constantly runs you in circles. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does, big time.
He runs you into corners in conversations, man.
Used car salesman, bro. Used car salesman, dude.
He's the master of fucking strawmen. That's what he is. It's something that's totally not whatsoever you're talking about, and it's like, wait, what? I didn't say that. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, yeah, I mean, how many times did he try to change the subject when, C-Man was talking to him? It was like, and he called him out for it, and that's one of Joe's tactics. Go off on something totally different, going totally off track of what was originally being talked about. And that's one of the main tactics. The other one, like I said before, is...
he's a master spinner, bro.
Yeah, and the other one, like I said before, is when he fucking... wait, hold on one second. Hold up.
Touch the gerbil, man. Touch the gerbil, man. Don't touch my gerbil, man. Don't X gon' give it to you. X give it to you. X gon' give it to you.
Yo, don't touch my fucking
Gerbil, man.
Gerbil, man. Take my left hand. My left hand. Don't touch my gerbil, man. My gerbil. Eat with the I'm back on the street, bitch. Toast that salad with a motherfucking steak with a child with a steak and a salad, bitch. Oh, get some lobster. Let me see the
I want to say something after this. Definitely. Okay. Hold on one second. We'll play this and then.
It's crazy to me that people who called into Joe's show to bitch about him low-key want to be his friend. It's weird, man. Saddest part was Tony trying to be back on Joe's shows. Just the vibes I got.
Well, listen, I agree. But listen, I also don't want to bash on Tony because I feel like, it would be easy for me to turn around right now and to rip this dude apart. It would just be easy.
You don't even have to. Look what he did to himself.
Yeah. And if he doesn't think like he did anything,
Nicky,
detrimental to himself, well, I mean, then he's fooling himself. You know what I mean? Because the credibility and the shit that was said, and like I said, I only really gripe about 2 things or 3 things that he did last night. And the rest of it's like, hey, listen, what do you expect? He was sitting there telling YR for months that he wanted to be back on Joe's shit and be in Joe's life. He admitted it.
Ken, from the beginning, it was easy to diagnose Tony's disease, okay? Tony has Cronin dick-sucking disease, bro. He has to have Cronin's dick in his mouth, and he can't help it. And it was blatantly obvious from the beginning, since he showed up, since he was sniffing your fucking ass, and then comes to YR, sniffs his ass, gets on his show, just so he can review every fucking single Cronin fucking show to get Cronin's attention. Please, Cronin, Cronin, will you acknowledge me, Cronin?
Dude.
Will you acknowledge that I exist, Cronin? Please don't leave me on hold for 3 fucking hours, Cronin. I just love you, Cronin. Please. And it finally happened for Tony, bro. It finally fucking happened for Tony, man. And you know what? Tony is a complete pussy, and I'd love to waffle his fucking face into his neon wall.
God almighty, bro. Waffle his face, bro. Jesus. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's getting too serious, man. You don't want to waffle the guy. Come on.
I'm just kidding, it's a joke. Bro.
All right, well, listen, we got our first phone call here. Ladies and gentlemen, he's known as the one and only. It's the Weed God. Nicky J.
The Weed God, I'll be honest, bro, right from the get, man. You're an interesting person. So I'm not really sure how I feel about you either, just like I'm not sure how I feel about Tony, bro. I'll be honest.
Bro.
I'll be honest.
I ain't got
17 times.
Hold on. I gotta pretend I'm really mad at Nicky. What the fuck? What are you doing here?
So, Nick, what's up, man?
Just listening. Just been listening all day to all just the trash. Listening to the most intellectual man in the whole community, Dave Rose, earlier with his shit. And just listened to it most of the day I was at work and not being able to defend myself. It's cool, you know. Everybody has their way they want to talk and how they want to say it. It's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
So you disagreed with a lot of what Dave Rose was saying today, then I take
Well,
it.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't hear anything
You
that
kidding me?
I didn't hear him touching on what you did. I heard him talk towards the end in the middle of his show. I guess you were earlier on in the beginning.
I'm going to explain this, okay? I started going on Joe's show a couple times last year, and then all of a sudden it was, hey, man, why don't you just start coming on? I was like, sure, okay. Before that, I played video games with Joe, Diablo, stuff like. I spent a lot of time with Joe off air.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of friends with him in a way. I understand all the bullshit that goes on with everybody and him. I get it. But, like, I've known him for a while. I've gamed with him. Like, that's just the rapport with it. The other thing is, I don't suck his dick. I say stuff. I tell him my point of views and I speak my mind to him. I don't have a problem doing that. So anybody that thinks that I do or suck his dick or whatever it's called or bend the knee, I don't do that. I can disagree with my friends. I mean,
Okay.
I don't understand. The second thing is, because of our schedules, I haven't really been able to like hang out with Joe like we used to. So I actually don't really have any talk with him until Saturday afternoon when it's about monetize this. Other than that, I donate a couple times a week, might call in or something, but other than that, I don't go on the show besides monetize this. I haven't been on Corrupted in about a month. So
So are you
Well, I think
responding
I think
to
the
what
issue is
Joe-
Nicky J, is that, you know, you say that, but then you go on Cronin's show, and then you actually comment and you fucking put your 2 cents into what the fuck is going on and really piss people off, bro. So it's like, well, what's the deal, Nicky J? I mean, do you want to be in it or do you want to be out of it?
But the thing is, like, if somebody asks me for my opinion, am I not allowed to say? I mean, a lot of the time when I was on, whenever YR would call me up and ask me for my opinion and try to bait me into saying something bad about Ken or bait me into saying something bad about Joe, I'd keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Like,
listen, for a while, dude, listen, for a while, you have been fine. Everything's been fine. You have went on to my show, Joe's show, other shows without any problems at all, right? There's been no problems with that, right? There have been a couple of times where YR called you into the show. They had a couple of discussions and called you out on some shit, and you guys talked it out and blah, blah, blah. Came out to be nothing that significant, right? So here we are now in this spot now, and I guess the reaction to how you reacted the other night to what was going on with Joe and how, so from what I heard from you on that night with Joe was you were going after Tony basically, right? But
I was more confused about why he was even there. Like, dude, where do you get off? Like, how do you talk shit about somebody for this long and then just try to, like, what? Come back? Like, I knew something was up. And then I found out earlier today, somebody sent me a clip of the YR show, and they're on there hanging out talking about everything that happened on Joe's show. So basically, they all just bombarded the show the other night and turned it into stupid drama shit and just instead of a monetize this show. I know none of you guys could give a fuck about the show, but that's what I feel happened.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And, you know, look, I agree with you. I think Tony has been yearning for Cronin's love, bro. Yearning for it. He couldn't wait for it, bro.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just... Tony is a fucking piece of shit, bro. I fucking knew it from the fucking beginning.
Well, listen, there was
That guy's a
points where
fucking
Tony
douchebag.
thought, okay, there's no turning back from here. I'm just going to go with it now because I know Cronin won't give me a chance anymore, and I know he won't really talk to me. But he hit a home run the other night when Cronin reacted to something he said when he joined as another name, and there he saw the opening. And, you know, like I've been saying, and I know you don't believe me, and that's fine. And I don't come to you about anything, Nicky. You could tell everybody the truth. I don't come to you about any of this beef in between shit about Joe, nothing. I barely speak to you about anything having to do with that, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
Yeah,
we don't interact
not-
about that shit, right? But
No.
the one thing I will tell you is this right now.
Like before today, when we talked,
Yeah.
it was about weed. And
That's about it, yeah.
Oh, I was sending you shit that I was smoking,
Yeah.
like meat and shit.
Yeah, it was all fun shit. It was all, hey, what's up, fun shit, blah, blah,
And
blah.
that's and that's the same thing that it usually is with Joe.
Yeah, and I get
just
that.
don't- I think honestly people hate that. I'm stuck from the old school. Like I remember I'm from back when you and Joe we worked together on everything.
Yeah,
so
but Nick,
I
my
like
point
I'm
is,
stuck in the
it's
middle.
nothing
Nick,
like
but
that
Nick,
anymore, bro. It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
even
I
it's
know,
anymore.
not.
I know.
But Nick,
I
my
feel like
point
that's
is,
what it is.
but listen, real quick, my point is, like you said, you made a comment about, I think the show just basically was them jumping on and raiding Joe's shit with the drama. And you said that, right? But
Yeah.
here's my rebuttal to that. There is no way in God's green fucking earth that anyone would get onto that show not unless Joe wanted him there and knew what was going to happen, okay? So Joe knew. And Joe, just like my point earlier, and I've said on other shows and other chats, Joe knows what he's doing. He's basically going to embrace anybody but two people that fuck with good old Ken or any one of his friends. Okay, he's going to embrace them. And that's basically what's going on last night. The fact that Tony, even though he's talked all this shit that Joe has heard, because don't sit there and think that Joe hasn't heard the shit that Tony's been saying for the past 6, 7, 8 months, however long it is. Don't think he hasn't heard it, because he has. But he's willing to squash all that to fuck with Tony, to fuck with us. Don't think that there's a naive situation going on there that all just happened to raid Joe's shit last night and Joe, didn't know that would happen and, oh man, why did I let them on? Look what happened. No, that was calculated and that knew, everybody knew, he knew the outcome of that. So, it is what it is, but if Tony,
Well, it is, but I mean,
ahead.
Nicky J, man, when you want to go onto a show and dive in, man, and make comments about fucking people, bro, you have to know you're gonna chap some fucking asses, bro. I mean, it's just
it's just kind of funny how many people's asses I chapped with me saying what I said, calling Tony out on being on there and all the other fucking stupid hypocrite shit that was called out too. I mean, I've listened. I mean, all the people that have went through YR's show, like everybody's heard it. I mean, you heard Drew's statement. Drew's listened to it the entire time. He knows everything.
Drew's a fucking douchebag.
Well, dude, not to mention the whole thing about, like, the shit that's been done to sit there and say, oh, they're worse than Scott, is like, when I heard that really just really put it into perspective of what's going on in this community, because, it's like, okay, maybe Joe is not interacting with these people and telling them to do this shit, or I don't know if he is or he isn't. There's been a lot of people that have claimed he is. Like, he talks to Scott and Chris Moore and gets them to do these things. And I don't really believe that at all. I really don't, because I don't think he wants these things to happen to him. He keeps claiming that he's been doxed and he's getting harassed and he's getting this happening, but he never shows any proof. Matter of fact, you were one of the guys that asked for proof one time, Nicky J, if I don't remember wrong. Like, you said, Joe, can you please show me something so I can see who's doing this to you, so I can help you, so we can stop this from happening? I could have sworn it was you who said that time when Joe was saying he was being harassed by these people and they were saying his kid's school and they were doing his address and they were his phone number and this and that. And that's exactly what's happening to me and a couple of other people. Can
I make a request real quick, Ken?
Yeah.
Can you let C-Man on this call?
Yeah, without a doubt. He didn't call or anything.
Calls in? Okay.
Yeah.
C-Man, if you call in, bro, let you on the call, man. Because this shit needs to get straightened out. No doubt about it, bro. Because there may have been something I missed. I didn't listen to the whole fucking thing, man, but I listened to most of it. And, you guys obviously in chat are pulling other shit out that I'm not aware of or I'm not seeing. So
what's going on? Explain.
It's just Nicky's ignoring different things that happened the other night, I guess, on purpose. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what he's ignoring. I don't know. But like I said, other people have different fucking issues, man. If that's fine. If you have an issue, get on. We'll hash it out, bro.
Yeah, that's why I open up the lines, man. If people want to call in.
Everybody that fucking called in to Joe that night knows who they are, has talked shit about him. Like, don't act fucking stupid. Like, you know who you are.
You know, I just want to say
Like,
this too.
Bullsy, you can say all you want. I've heard you guys say stuff. I've heard everybody say Travis TLC. I've heard everybody say everything about Joe. Like, it's fine.
Yeah,
like, I've heard people say shit about Ken.
Yeah,
I mean,
but the point is,
I don't.
these
Dude,
people aren't.
The context that I hear on why our show is anything goes. When has anybody forgotten when Ken was having trouble with them and the shit they were talking about Ken? Hello?
Oh, of course not.
Dude,
we know what YR is.
If you guys want to keep being idiots in the fucking chat, I'll fucking go there with you. If you've forgotten things or you're too fucking stupid.
All right,
Stop
we got
acting
somebody.
like Dave.
We got somebody on the line here. Who do we got on the line with us? Hello. I just answered for the call. I don't know if it's not in here now. I answered the call, but it didn't answer it. I don't know. Call back again. The lines are open. It should be putting you right in here. I don't get why it didn't work.
Oh, God is a bird.
No, it's not bird. It's not bird. Hold on. Let me. Fuck. It's not letting me. All right. So I just answered it again, but motherfucker is not letting it through again.
Yeah, Miss Foulmouth put it in the chat. It's Foulmouth's Network on Skype, all one word.
Fuck, man. Yeah, it's a regular call coming in, and it won't let me add it for some fucking reason. I don't know why. Yeah, but
I can actually patch somebody through if you want. If they want to get a hold of me, I can patch a regular number through if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care either way, but
it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, that's fine. Either way, if we can't make it work this way, that's fine. But anyway, you know, fucking the whole thing that went down that's going down in the chat right now is like, I guess, you know, listen, everybody's got questions, you know what I'm saying, and reacting to what went down. But I do want to say this about Danny MT. I have never asked anybody to do anything fucking stupid to him, to ask anybody to hurt him, just like I haven't done it with Scott or fucking Chris Moore or anyone else that takes my shit and puts it out there constantly and my friends and harasses my friends and their wives and their this and that and goes after their family and jobs and all this and that and makes claims about all fake shit. Haven't done it with them. So please don't do anything on my behalf to anybody at all. Please.
Let me touch on that then. So let me say with that, yeah, Danny, dude, if you're mad at Ken because me don't, like, come after me. I'm fine with that. I'm a big boy. I can handle it, dude. Like, I'm not doing this to impress Ken, to make Ken happy, to do anything. This is all completely me, dude. Like, leave Ken out of it.
Yeah, I don't ask anybody to do anything for me. Not even these guys. I would never try to put these guys, Marz, Filthy, Nick, anyone, Dave Rose, none of these guys. I would ask them to do any grimy, dirty shit for me at all, in the slightest fucking bit. Would never do it. I never have, and I wouldn't start doing it now. And you know what? I have talked to these guys when I've been really pissed off about something that people have done or have said about me in a chat or putting out my shit. And yeah, I've said shit to them like, motherfucking wish I could just fucking meet one of these guys or something like that, but still never have said, you know what? Do me a favor, fuck every one of these guys up for me and go after them and fucking go after them 17 times.
We don't talk like that though.
No,
like,
we
none
don't.
of our conversations are
But
like
they
that.
do. But they do. They do. So they obviously think we're like them and that we do it too. Do we have somebody on the line?
Yes, we do. We have C-Man on the line.
C-Man's on the line. Yes, I'm recruiting him. C-Man the recruit. Hello, C-Man. Contract is ready. Just kidding.
Well, he just hung up.
Just kidding. All right, so maybe it did work with me then, because that's what happened with me. I answered it and it hung up for some reason. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll try. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's I didn't have on my Skype and it was like fuck. I don't know, bro. But we'll try to get him on as soon as we can.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is, man.
T-Man makes a lot of valid points. He made a lot of valid points the other night, and you know, he obviously has some gripes with Nicky J. So
well, what's one of his gripes like?
That you're not being real, man. You're not being honest about.
I don't,
really going
dude.
on.
Everything's recorded. I don't know what else.
Well, maybe you're not mentioning something he wants you to mention. I don't know, but you know,
I
until
don't
he
know,
can.
Man.
Maybe he could say it in the chat if he can't call in and he can't get it going. Maybe he could say it in the chat exactly what it is, and he can answer it that way. I don't know. Listen, like I said, the only thing.
I just don't.
What did Dave Rose go after you for today on his stream?
C-Man, you there? You there, C-Man?
C-Man.
If you are, I can't hear you, brother. Nope.
C-Man here.
Here, I'm trying to add him.
Is C-Man here, ladies and gentlemen, waiting on the one and only C-Man, the guy I'm trying to recruit. C-Man.
The top recruit.
The top recruit to the Foul Mouths Network, ladies and gentlemen, C-Man. He was once here 2 years ago. C-Man jumped into the scene. He was around way before then, seeing Foulmouth Ken on streams like Tommy Live, Tommy C Live, and the Dead on Dave program. 3 years later, showed up in a Joe Cronin chat and has been harassing Joe Cronin ever since. No, I'm just kidding. He's not a Joe Cronin harasser. He just asks the hard-hitting questions. And if he ever gets a Skype, we'll hear from him. But listen,
So I don't really understand what's the, like, if all these people hate Joe so much, why the fuck do they put in this much
17
effort?
times.
Like,
well, listen, I don't think there's all these people. Like, let's name them. Let's
really,
name them.
dude? Have you been
Really,
looking at
really.
your chat?
Really, I don't think. Well, those people, they don't do nothing but say stuff in chats and agree and give their opinion. So I don't know what they're doing so bad.
And you also got to understand.
What are they
Nicky
doing
J,
so bad?
Yeah, at this point, dude, the trenches are so deep, bro. Between
Dude, this
between
guy
everybody,
pisses. This guy pisses a lot of people off. Like, have you not noticed that yet?
Yeah, and that goes
Nick?
both ways, Nicky. Like you say,
Who,
you fucking
Joe?
despise.
Yeah, Nick. Have you not noticed it yet?
Well, not just Joe, but you say you hate the fucking drama and wire and stuff, but you listen to all this garbage all the time too, dude. So it's just people like it.
Oh, I can't listen to anything.
Of course you can, bro. Of course you
But
can.
if you hate it, why do you listen?
I guess because it's a part of the community and it's.
I know. I'm saying, but it's like you can't say why do these people comment on Joe so much.
I guess
if they
what
don't like
I'm
it.
saying is I guess the part that really made me mad that night was when everybody just started, I guess from what I was hearing, and then they just come over there and just started doing what they were doing.
Okay, so who though in particular? Like who? Okay, so you could say Tony, right?
Tony was Bullsy.
Well, Joe wrote down. Joe wrote down on his thing. Dude, Joe wrote down on his thing, anything goes, everyone could call in, let's bring it, basically, right? So
yeah,
that's...
that meant for the fucking belt, for monetized.
No, that's not what it was. No,
No.
that's not what it was. It was a Q&A. It was a Q&A. It wasn't even for the belt or anything like that. It was like a Q&A, ask anything goes, like call-in session Q&A. It wasn't for a belt.
That's what dude, he doesn't have the belt anymore.
Dude,
That's
he knew
what it
Tony
for
was.
that
He
night.
knew
it was a
Tony was
pre-show.
calling
It
in.
was a
It was a
pre-show.
Right,
pre-show.
I know it was.
Yeah.
But it was for the belt thing.
No, who told you that?
He did.
There you go.
Well, if it was for the belt, then why the fuck did he take the calls?
Yeah,
So
why did
people
he
knows
take
to talk
Bullsy
shit
and
about
all
him?
those people's call? Kind of
Dude,
like how why do you jump onto these shows?
You guys
if, you know?
aren't listening. I said the same thing to him. I was messaging him. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Well, he wanted that to happen. Dude, I told you
Right.
before. It doesn't happen unless he wants it to happen. Like
I
he
guess
knew it
I
was.
was just fucking shocked because of the fucking bullshit that was spewed out against him, and he let them on there.
You don't think Joe's gonna let people on for just content, dude? Like that's all it was.
I don't know. I guess it was just like the people he was letting on. I wouldn't even let them fucking give me. I'd ban him off anything.
But here's the thing about
Shit
this,
they were
Joe. I don't think
saying
takes,
about him. They
But
say
I
the
don't
same
think
thing
Joe-
about you guys too.
I get it, but I don't think Joe takes any of this seriously. Is what it is. Like I'll give him that. Like I think he just takes this for what it is, and doesn't get bent out of shape because he doesn't let anyone close enough to really, hurt him. So Tony talking shit about him, then coming on, and I mean, let's face it, dude. Everyone spit roasted Tony. It's not like it didn't look bad on Cronin. It made Tony look like a fucking dumb shit.
And then at the end of the day,
basically it did.
Tony looked like a dumb shit from the fucking beginning because everybody knew.
And dude,
he's just fucking wanting Cronin's love from the get-go, bro.
And not to mention,
And
at the
even
end of the
Cronin knew
day, Joe took that opportunity to say, "Hey, everybody loved it when this guy was threatening to kill me," and took the advantage of making himself look like a fucking, like a victim again. That's all. I mean, that's what happened.
But yeah, that's the point. He hung him out to dry. He did that for content. Like he would have let anyone call. I think he might even let me call up. Honestly, on that one. Like he might have even.
You think so, bro? You think?
Just so he can call up. No, probably not.
No.
probably wouldn't have gone too well. But I'm just saying, like, he would have let anyone, maybe not YR either, but he would have let Ken call in. He would have let Dave call in.
I don't think so, man. He would
Hello?
never.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
There he is,
Yeah,
the Seaman.
I'm so sorry about that. I just restarted my phone and everything. I have no idea. It kept telling me I had no internet connection. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Mine does the same
I'm a
thing,
rapid
man.
fire- What's that? I'm sorry.
Oh, mine does the same thing, bro. Skype on my phone. It runs like shit. So
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, it's absolute fucking trash. That
Mine's
has me
like
so
that, too.
Freaking
Yep.
livid. It was the worst time for this shit to pop up. I'm gonna just rapid fire off some quick shit. First of all, Nicky, the reason I fucking called into Joe was because he called me out in the chat. So if you go back to that pre-show stream and go right before the show starts, he tells me, I know what you are. What the fuck else am I supposed to interpret that as? Second of all, how dare you lump me in with people saying that we've been attacking Joe for fucking months? How dare you do that to Travis and I? Tony's the only motherfucker out of the three of us.
Travis has.
No, Travis has
whatever.
not
That's
attacked
your
him,
interpret.
dude.
Hold
He's
on,
never
let me finish,
attacked him.
please. Let me finish, Nicky.
Dude,
never
I
attacked
say
him.
shit on their shows.
Not like attack wise, never like that, dude.
Well,
What do you
okay,
think?
whatever.
All right, so
You're-
what is
you're
attacking
stupid
though,
because I-
Nicky? What is attacking then? Tell me. What has he
Dude,
said that is
saying
attacking?
Shit about Joe, attacking his livelihood, attacking like his fucking house and everything, just like the whole 9 yards. Like I've heard it all.
Just how
Like
did
I
he-
don't do
what did he
the
fucking
I don't do
drive
the
past
sound.
and throw hand grenades? Like,
Dude, it's just what they do on that show. I don't know what else to say.
oh, okay.
Like
well,
I
some of
don't
this-
do this.
I-
Hold
you know
on,
what,
I don't
agree.
do the sound. I don't do the sound clip stuff. So I don't have anything saved.
I
Like
don't
that.
either, Nicky, but how come I
Okay.
could come in, present a fair argument to Joe, and even give him the benefit of the doubt for half the call, even though he treated me like shit for the first half, but yet I get eaten alive by the chat, and then you fucking say shit that I'm been talking shit on Joe and coming at him for months. How about you just own your shit and fucking move on?
Dude, I've seen the shit in the chat. I'm right there with
Like what?
everything.
What have I said specifically? Just curious, because I even told Joe what shit I said about him on that call. Or were you just listening and waiting for shit to cry about, Nicky?
Really, I wasn't. It was just me
Are you
calling out
sure?
the shit I'm
Because it
seeing.
sounds like
Dude,
your
the thing
main
is-
focus was about Tony, and Tony proved himself to be a fucking cock. Nobody had a problem with you for calling out Tony, because Tony's a fucking shithead. Everybody on both sides of the community fucking can't stand Tony right now. So after all this is said and done, and I provided a little more context for you since you've been fucking ignoring me in all the chats as of late, and I also, by the way, defended. Hold on, let me finish, and I will let you talk. I have been running.
I haven't been able to talk back or anything all day.
Yeah, and that's I was getting.
I
ready
was-
to say,
I was
don't think
fucking-
it was fair that. I don't think it was fair that Dave Rose didn't let you call in earlier. I
would have squashed this with you. I don't know how to get a hold of you. I could have squashed this with you way earlier in the day. But I couldn't. I didn't know about it until Dave said later on that I was fucking banned and shot off everything. I was like, dude, like I didn't even do anything to you.
You didn't give me the. I just listed what you didn't give me the benefit of the doubt, and you've been going on saying about how all of us were doing this shit. Like at least fucking separate us. You know what I mean? It's like it's like the people have brought up the instance where Joe lumps in everybody with Scott, which is really fucked up. You're kind of doing the same thing to me right now, and now I see why all these guys get fucking pissed off when Joe does.
I've seen you in some of the chats, and I guess I've just lumped you in with some of the shit I've seen. I apologize.
Okay. Thank you. That's literally all I wanted was just ownership from anybody that I ever get in these fucking stupid.
But all the other fucking people that called in, I had serious gripe with. I guess I just seen you in some of the chats, and I've seen some of the things that have said, and I just lumped you in with it.
I'm not saying this to be a dick, and I appreciate the apology. But if we don't based off of that logic, you're in the same exact chats with me, bro. So like that, I feel like you would be just as upset if something were to happen with someone that you're associated with, and I just lumped you in and said, "Oh, well, Nicky J's part of this fucking crew that's running wild and being a Hulkamaniac on me," and like I'm not gonna. So
Yeah, Nicky, you said that like you're in the chats because you're just watching it because it's part of the community. That probably goes the same for a lot of other people too. Like I get it if people are in there like blatantly saying, "Oh
Yeah.
fuck Joe, I hope he dies," shit like that. But a lot of people are just watching the Gong Show, dude.
But ever since I've been in the chat since day one, I've always been told I need to pick between these two. I've always been
I
harassed
disagree with
because
that's bullshit.
Who's told you that?
Then you haven't seen because
Yeah, but who's told you that? Who's said that to you?
Just people in the chat.
I know, but so like, why would you
Dude,
have to?
it's been since you guys have broke up.
Dude, you don't have to listen to them, and obviously you haven't because you've been doing this for a good 2 years
Right.
without a problem, right?
It's just all of a sudden right now it's came to a head.
Well, that's what it comes down to. If Ken or Joe haven't told you something about you got to choose, then it doesn't matter, dude. Because most people here are fucking stupid.
And honestly, point taken. That's what I was gonna say. The only 2 points really opinions that matter to me are Ken and Joe's, and I know where I stand with both of them, and that's all that really matters.
Well, then, I mean, maybe it's probably not the best idea to go on Joe's show and talk about them and they and this and
well,
they.
it's just
and that
crazy
and
how
they.
the one time that I
So-
open up, now I just have kept my mouth shut. I haven't really said anything, blah blah. But the one time I do, like, it just stirs up the hornet's nest, and no one likes anything that.
Well, dude,
It's
yeah, because
that-
you dove right in head first, man, when you did that
Well,
shit.
can
to
I
be
hop
honest.
in real quick? I wanted to say, like, I said it earlier in this chat that, like, I give anybody props that when they go to bat for their friends, even if I disagree with whatever they're defending their friends on, like, I give you respect on the loyalty piece when it comes
And I
to
guess
Joe.
I was just fired up that night.
And that's
I
fair
was.
enough.
I
That's
was.
fair enough.
Like, honestly, I was actually drinking that night, and I don't drink at all. Like I said, like, I drank 2 bottles of champagne and a fucking.
Can I ask you, Nicky? Can I
Even
ask you this
tequila.
question real quick? Do you
What?
think there's a difference between what I've been saying for the past 7-8 months? There's a big difference between what I've been saying and Tony from Revere has been saying, or do you think we've kind of been saying the same thing about Joe?
No, it's been different.
So you think that Tony is
You have a
what?
serious gripe with him.
And you think that Tony doesn't though?
Right.
And what do you think Tony's original gripe was? Like, do you know what it was or no?
I don't think there ever was.
Well, I mean, I took it as
I
that.
think he was just mad that one night or sometime in particular something didn't go his way or he was left out or some shit and he just didn't like it and got mad about it.
Yeah.
Did you also say, Nicky J,
Like,
that
I'm telling you what, if I'm not on monetize this weekend, that's fine. I'm just gonna play a game or go hang out with the
Why?
girlfriend.
Well, why
or
do you say
watch-
that though? Why
Honestly,
do you?
I'll just watch the show.
But dude, why
I
do you
don't
say
mean
that?
I don't.
Do you
I
think
don't
you're gonna be?
mean that-
Do you think you're gonna be thrown off of it? You think you're not gonna be invited now on there?
No, I
Why?
don't mean it like that. I mean, even if the same thing happened the other way around, if I wasn't on your show, Ken, I would still watch your show. That's what I meant. Like, if I'm not on Joe's monetize this weekend, I'm still gonna watch. Like, I'm not gonna be butthurt about it.
Yeah.
Or go talk shit. That's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
If
No,
I'm
you
not
don't.
on a fucking show.
No, I know you
I'm
don't
not
really
gonna go
talk shit, dude.
about them.
You don't talk shit, bro. You don't.
That's
don't
what I'm
talk
trying
shit.
to get out. That's what I'm trying
Last
to
night
say.
was out of character for you, meaning like, you know, I mean, you've said things before, like on YR's program, that like you could say, oh, you know, that was a little hypocritical or something like that. But it's anything worse than anybody else just bullshitting and talking and having an opinion and all that, right? So no reason to jump out of your skin for anything that has happened in the past. You know, last night was a little out of character in the sense of like you know. Listen, with the Tony stuff, I don't blame you for feeling like that and saying what you said, because from your perspective, you've heard Tony do nothing but complain about Joe for months, right?
Yeah, him and YR.
And then here
all
he
of them.
is. Yeah, but I know, but YR wasn't the one who was on there trying to get
Even
onto
that
his show.
stupid SU Steve.
I know,
He's fucking
but none of those
horrible.
guys were on there trying to get on Joe's show. It was, you know, it was Tony. So You don't need to call them out. You don't need to call them out because that's their opinion. They said it on their own live stream. They're allowed to do that. But when Tony comes over,
I called him a coward tonight. I was like, dude, you're a fucking coward piece of shit. And then here Joe was live for 6 hours, and you keep saying, oh no, I was trying to call in, dude. He was live for 6 hours. You know he does his show on Discord. Don't act stupid to me. Like.
Wait. So you were fired up last night because you were drinking, right? Is that what you said?
That and it just like the whole just Tony thing just pissed me right off.
So what you're saying is
I don't really drink a lot, but when
so what you're saying is you wouldn't have said it if you weren't drinking, so you turned into Scott. Okay, gotcha.
No, I probably would have said it. I probably just wouldn't have like.
No, it's just a joke. It's just a fuck. No, it's just a joke too.
Nicky, is it also true that you said that Joe doesn't stream over Ken? Did you say that as well?
Well, he might not think. Listen, he might not think that, and he might not think it has anything to do with anything, and that's fine because a lot of people, some people don't on Joe's side. They don't realize what he's doing, and I understand that they don't realize it.
If you mean like I said that, like they stream over each other intentionally or anything, no, I'm not. Dude, they can stream whenever they want.
Yeah.
Like I don't think.
Yeah,
Joe,
he's got nothing to. He's got no.
I don't
allegiance
think
to
Joe
me.
Changed anything up to do or head up anything.
Yeah, but dude, when Joe sits there and when Joe sits there,
he got a job.
Dude, when Joe sits there and he says things like, I don't change nothing to go live stream over anybody. I don't care. Like I don't even know when he live streams. I don't know. That's a total lie. Because I've sat there and I've watched that guy come on and say, I'm doing a pre-show for 20 minutes. Thinking that I'm getting off air in 20 minutes. And then I say, you know what? Let's stay on another 2 hours. And what does Joe do? He turns a 20-minute fucking pre-show into a 2-hour fucking pre-show. Why is that? Because I'm still on air. He thought that I'd be getting off by 1 o'clock, but when I stayed on till 3:30, damn it, he had to make that fucking pre-show that was 20 minutes long into a 2.5-hour fucking pre-show. And I wonder why that is. And he didn't do it just once or twice or 3 times. He did it 3 weeks in a row. Because I specifically said to people, watch, I'm going to fucking act like I'm getting off at 1. He's going to do his pre-show for 20 minutes thinking I am, and then I'm going to stay on until 3 and watch. He doesn't fucking do a 20-minute pre-show. He does a 3-hour pre-show. And what happened? 3 weeks in a row it happened. So it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. The guy knows what he's doing. He likes fucking with me. He does not want to leave me on air without him being on air. He does not want me on air being alone. He does not want me on air alone. He just does not want it. I don't know why he's obsessed with it. Maybe he thinks like as long as he's coming on, he could, subtract some people from here or whatever the case may be. But it is clear as day because when I make comments to these guys and I say, watch, he doesn't realize I'm coming on at this time. And then all of a sudden I go live and not even 4 minutes later, pop up Q&A at Dunkin' Donuts. And it's like fucking clockwork now at this point. We could guess when he's coming on. We guess when he randomly comes on. I could tell you when Joe randomly comes on. So I understand, but listen, this is my point.
That's your opinion.
But listen, this is my point. Listen,
that's what you said, though.
This is my point, though. I wouldn't expect you or anyone else to notice these patterns or give a fuck about them.
I really don't.
And I don't care about them either. But I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm not going to fucking hide it and be like, oh, well, I don't want to really say. No, fuck that. I'm going to say it how it is. It is the truth. It's factual. I've proven these theories and these facts to other people. I don't just say them out of my ass. I've proven this,
Dude, stop getting offended.
I'm not getting offended. I'm not getting offended at all, bro. I'm not getting offended at all. Like, I'm just telling you, this is the deal. And I don't expect you to know it. Or even give a fuck about it. And that's fine. Because I'm not the one that's calling it out. Everybody else sees it for what it is, and that's fine. And people could, as much as they put into it, they'll get out of it. If you don't want to know about it, then you don't have to. Who gives a fuck? And that's my point. People mix it up for what the fuck we're really all here for, right? Is to have fun and all that shit. But some people want to ruin that shit, and they want to try to box you out and cancel you out. They want to fucking have trolls up your ass, putting your address out there every 2 minutes. And then you get guys like Joe who complain about it happening to him with no fucking proof to show anybody. who sits in his chat.
There absolutely should be people boxed out. There absolutely should be people that are should be canceled out, man. The fucking shitters need to go. It's time to fucking go, motherfucker. There's no room for you here. There's no fucking room. There's no room for your threats. There's no room for your fucking bullshit. Get the fuck out.
That's basically what I said.
You want to bullshit?
Really?
You want to fucking talk shit? You want to fucking make a stream of it? Fine. Your threats, your bullshit, your doxing, you're fucking putting people's shit out there. Fuck off. Just fuck off.
Yeah, it's stupid, man. Talking about our fucking jobs, talking about this guy's job and what he does, and if he'd like, I wonder if you'd like me calling your job and your family, and now everybody's family's involved. Just because some asshole went and said Scott's grandmother in a couple of chats, or his brother, or this or that, now all of us pay, especially Ken, right? Especially Ken, right? But you know what? Listen, Joe asks people to defend him. Joe calls out for you guys to defend him. So I understand why you did. I get it. I don't sit here asking people to defend me. I tell people not to defend me. I tell people don't defend me. Don't do it. Right? That's me. Maybe I'm stupid for that because obviously Joe, look what he's created. Right? He could fucking sit there and claim these are happening to him and all this stuff is happening to him, but I'm the one who's fucking getting it, and all my friends and all the people I know, their wives and their jobs and their shit, right?
Ken, it's not even about it's about doing what's right. It's about doing the right fucking thing. And a lot of people here don't know how to do the right fucking thing. Okay.
Joe's a
now,
lucky
Nicky
motherfucker.
J,
He's a lucky
Nicky J,
person.
Now I know you like to go to both deals, and I know you like to just watch and do your thing, but you know the deal, bro. So whenever you hear some bullshit about, oh, well, everyone supported it when I got threatened, you know now, bro. You know, you will say, no, that's not what they said. No, I've heard them say multiple times that they do not support that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, dude, we threw SC Steve the fuck out of here for the shit that he would say about Cronin. We threw him the fuck out.
And I'll be honest, bro, I fully expect to hear that out of your fucking mouth when you're on somebody else's show and that shit comes up, bro. And if I don't, there will be a problem. Because you know now. 100%. We said it multiple times.
Well, listen, it all depends on what the person, like, I don't expect you to say anything. If you're going to say something and defend something, well, listen, I don't expect anybody to say anything. It's all on them. It's all on the individual person. They could prove at that moment who they are and what they stand for. You know, and listen, if he doesn't know things, like I said, I don't expect him to know things, you know, and it's like people gotta, it's like, God forbid, like he said that Bullsy, basically, this is what they do, Bullsy. They go after my top donators and they fucking blah, blah, blah. Like, that's a bullshit fucking narrative right there. Maybe you can say that, maybe YR went after one or two of Joe's donators. Like, how could you even say that, though? Like, number one, these people have contacted us and YR and contacted people in our community. Like, so I don't understand how you could even make that claim. And he made that claim last night again. These people contact all my top donators. Like, I get, Nicky, that you've been called by YR and shit, right? But if you had the reaction to, yo, don't fucking call me, I'm not coming on your live stream from day one, he wouldn't have called you anymore. He might have busted your balls, might have talked shit about you, but he probably would have stopped calling you after a while. You know? But by you showing that you would come on every once in a while and answer some questions and bullshit, keep them at bay, make them happy, give them a little bit of the questionings they want, you know, and I get why you did it, you know, but that right there, it opens the door to be like, hey, I'm going to call him, you know, see if he's around every time I'm on, you know, so, like, because you were receptive of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess I answered a couple times.
Dude, I don't answer when he calls most of the time because it's like I don't want to hear the bullshit.
Yeah, no. A lot of the times I didn't. A lot of the reasons I didn't a lot of the times because I was streaming. But
well, there was a time where I never answered YR. Ever.
I know.
You know, and I started to talk with these guys, and I started to hear their complaints and the things that they were saying, and started to see my own shit with him and the things. And I'm not just talking out of my ass. This shit all exists. Like, when I sit there and say, I wouldn't be shocked if Joe speaks to fucking Scott and it's a known thing, like, hey, you know, doxing Kenny, we're going after him and we're fucking with him, and we're just going to keep fucking with his life. We're going to keep talking about his kids' schools. We're going to keep fucking throwing threats at him. We're going to keep doing this. So you just keep noticing us and blah, blah, blah. You know, who knows? Who knows? I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest. I wouldn't fucking put it past them. You know how many messages I got from people saying, yo, this could be definitely be happening. You know, the manipulation and shit. Like, it's funny how, you know, Chris Moore and Scott fucking hated Joe at one point, right? Now and then it's off and on with Scott always. I get that. But Chris Moore talks shit about Joe constantly back in the day. And then shit about me. And now it's, oh, I love Joe. I love what Joe does. Joe's great. Kenny, we're coming after your job. We're coming after your family. We're coming after your shit. We're coming after your friends. We're coming after their wives, their jobs, their families, their this, that. You know, they said my grandmother's name in the chat, so now everybody's fucking name is going in there. Like, this is the mentality we're dealing with. This is the people from fucking Joe's shit. That's where they're from. From Joe's shit. I know mostly everybody is, but that's where these people originated.
It's fucking sad and it's pathetic, man. It's absolutely fucking pathetic. It really is.
It's fucking really fucking just annoying as fuck already, man. You know, and it's like I said to Danny a couple of weeks ago, like, dude, my name, my numbers, old addresses, new addresses, my kids' school, their names, everything's being put in the chats left and right. There's threats being thrown at me left and right. Like, you know, don't even get involved with this shit. Even if you're playing with me and fucking around and saying something like you're coming to New York just to fuck around, even just to make a joke or whatever, don't even do it. Don't even get involved with it, bro, because I don't really say anything to make him want to come at me like that. That's why I'm like, is somebody feeding this guy something? Is somebody telling this guy something? Because I didn't say nothing to him for 2 days, and then all of a sudden I hear him, and then I'm coming to Long Island. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I didn't even say anything. Who is telling this guy shit?
Are you talking about Danny?
Yeah, like, who's telling this guy shit about me? Like, what is going on?
I've talked to him a couple times, but that whole thing, when I heard that audio clip, I don't know anything about any of that. Like, wanting to go to Long Island or, like, that was some fucked up shit when I heard that.
You know, and like I said, I don't want anybody retaliating in my name or against him or fucking with him, but there's going to be people out there that are going to say shit to him and act like it's from me or it's from my people, okay? And
I don't know who he would have been talking to.
I don't know.
I know I see him over on Garguts', but Garguts doesn't give a fuck about any of this shit.
I don't know. All I know is one person's getting a steak dinner now, and the other person's getting their ass beat. So, you know, I don't know how that happened.
I did learn one thing this weekend. That is that Nicky Nines is in fact a Jew.
A Jew?
I've never known Nicky was a Jew. I've known all my life.
If you really are a Jew,
No.
He's not a fucking Jew, bro.
Shalom.
Shalom. Megalachainikon. Megalachim. But
Kiwi?
I don't know, man.
Fucking Jew.
Are you still there?
Fuck?
I don't know, man.
Nicky, are you still there? Nick?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
No,
you guys can talk.
Thanks for letting me call in. Thanks for letting me air my side, and I think I know what I'm gonna do from here on out. And
well, that's right. Spread the truth, bro. You know the truth.
Well, dude, like I told you, I didn't really listen. If I had any gripe with you, I would have come to you and told you myself. As far as with me, whatever Dave has going on with you, I didn't even hear his stream on you or him touch on with you. And from what I heard from you last night, yeah, maybe I thought it was a little crazy that you went like that hard for Joe, but it's like,
yeah, it was
it's like it is what it is, man. If you wanted to do you know,
it wasn't. I guess you guys have your own opinions. It's
well,
okay.
I mean, what did I say so bad? What's so bad about my opinion?
No, hey, nothing. It's okay. I know what I'm gonna do from here on out. It's all right. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you around.
All right, man. Well, I mean,
there we go.
I don't know.
The old Nicky J, the weed god. You know, look. Hopefully he changes his tune from here on out, man. Look, I don't know the guy. I don't talk to the guy. So for me, it's just like, I don't really give a fuck about the guy personally. But
listen, Nick's donated to me, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and like fucking totally just ignore everything that's said or done just because he's a donator or something like that, right? So my gripe, I said what I said. Like, I didn't really have a gripe with him on anything. When he was talking about Tony, I was saying to myself, okay, he's saying how I feel a little bit. So I can't really be mad about that. Like, what is he saying about Tony that I would be mad at? Nothing. He was speaking from the heart and saying what he felt. As far as the other shit with sticking up for Joe, like what I just said now, was that so bad what I said? Like, hey, maybe you went a little hard for Joe. Like, I don't get that. But that's my opinion. And what is so bad about that? Was there anything bad about that? So I'm not trying to disrespect somebody that I've respected for so long, that has supported me. I'm not going to just shit on the guy, who has supported me. And yeah, maybe that's a little favoritism in that sense, but it is what it is. And, I wish he would see the truth. I wish a lot of people would see what the fuck is really going on here. Because when Joe sits there and says things like, oh, everybody loved it when I was being pounced around by this guy and that guy. And it was like, no, nobody loved it. We didn't even love it when you weren't being pounced around and you would threaten to be pounced around. And we were still like, no, we don't love it. We never have. But we got to keep saying it, though, for some reason. We have to keep saying it and keep reassuring people that, no, we're not with doxing. We're not with this. And you know what? It doesn't happen over here ever, okay? Because there was a person that got doxed on Joe's show the other day, that kid Cody, right? And not to mention, a week before that, people being threatened on his show, people being threatened this week on it, the other guy, Rowhouse, being threatened on it. Like, okay, so there's a lot of shit that goes on, right? But I don't have anybody threatening anybody on my shit, nor would I. If something goes on in the chat, you hope you can catch it in time. But these pieces of shit, they sit there and they have 500 fucking goddamn alternate accounts to fuck with every single fucking one of us. From the people in the chat who are not even on shows, but it's their chat. They talk on it. They know what they're doing in there. There's the usual people in there. They own the chat. They know you guys own the chat. That's why they want to go in there and drop some bullshit. That's why they want to go in there and try to take it over with 5 fucking comments really quick, like a fucking 4-year-old. Fucking babies.
Well, I will say real quick. Let me say this. And I've heard a couple people in chats, and it might have been on Dave Rose's show today. If it wasn't today, it was the one yesterday. I'm not sure exactly which, but the Cronin works with Scott, or he's feeding Scott information. A couple weeks ago, I got a message from, it was an anonymous name on Skype saying that Cronin is emailing Scott people's personal information. Now, look, I don't know that to be true. I can't prove that, but I hope Joe is at least smart enough to not do that, especially give people's donators information out and put it out there, because Joe will lose everything he has.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this. He'd be some pretty dumb fuck if he went and did that with Scott, because Scott has shown that the minute he gets any proof on anybody or anything tying anybody into anything, he will put it out there.
Yeah, but this person was saying that he emails Scott with anonymous email addresses. So it's not a name.
Gotcha.
Now, again, I don't know that. This is the same thing that happened to Nicky Nines.
Well, Scott has. I'm pretty sure Scott has made those claims in the past that Joe did do that with him. Pretty sure I heard him say that
true,
in the
because
past.
Joe will lose his job. He will that is a federal offense to give out people's
I hope the fuck he's not involved, because if he is, this whole time we've been pulling alligators off of his shit that we find out about. But if he's setting them loose on us, that's a fucking horse of a different color, man, and that's fucked up, because then he's doing the opposite of what we've been doing for him. And that's fucking illegal, and it's bullshit. And do I think he's involved? Do I think he's involved? Like some people are telling me, like, hey, do you notice how Simo and Scott both don't go after him? Once in a while, Joe will say something negative about Joe, but we all know what the deal is with that. He will never go after Joe ever again as long as this is going on. And the same thing with Simo. We all know Simo used to bash the fuck out of Joe. The same way he talks shit about me today, he was doing it 5 years ago about Joe, and 2 years ago about Joe, and a year ago about Joe. Go look at some of his old videos. They're still up of him shitting on Joe. So now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, he's with Joe. He likes Joe. He thinks that Joe's great. Joe's this great thing now. So I see the writing on the wall months ago already. And now with all this shit going on, there's only one person that's watching every single fucking goddamn live stream from all of us. From our side and from Joe's side. There's one person that watches all of the live streams.
Well, it's not just one person.
That's Scott. Yeah, but I'm saying that's Scott who covers everything on every side. Even people who love all of our shows can't watch them all because they're busy. They're doing something. They have a life. They can't watch it all when it happens. Only the one person that can watch it all as it's happening to talk shit in a chat every time a chat is available is fucking Scott. Every time a chat is available, the dude is in there. On this side or on that side. Always there. You could see it. I've seen screenshots of Joe's random shows in the middle of the day. Pop-up Q&A. There's Scott in the fucking chat saying some shit about somebody.
Yeah. And I do agree with Yig in the chat. There's too many illegal things happening around Cronin and it has to be looked into. It absolutely does. Because he's embracing these people that are doing this. I'm not sure if he's feeding these people information. I'm not sure if the anonymous Skype message to me was correct. I don't know. But something's definitely afoot here, man. I don't know what it is. But it's very, very bizarre, very weird.
It is, and it makes sense.
I hope Cronin's not doing that because he will lose his livelihood.
Well, it makes sense, dude. It makes very good sense of why he would. Because, listen, if he's that obsessed with me and everybody else that he has to live stream the same time every time, and I can't see how people don't see this, but it's okay because if they don't know that we exist and we don't know when we're live streaming, I could see them not knowing and being like, oh, the guy just randomly comes up with Q&As. And I get that. But if you see the big picture and you take a step back and you look at the big picture, you'll see that he goes with the Q&A, things. He goes with the 20-minute pre-show, turns in a 4-hour pre-show. And 3 weeks in a row that happened. 3 weeks in a row, the guy was doing a pre-show. And I stayed on late, and he stayed on late with the pre-show. And it happened 3 weeks straight. Okay, so that's not a coincidence. All right, in the 4th week, I stopped the show the normal time that I normally do. And what happened? He went right on to Patreon as soon as I was done. So it's like, it's not a coincidence at this point. But if you don't, if people like Nicky J don't want to look into it, that's their own shit. That's fine. I don't hate on Nicky J if he doesn't know the truth. But
look,
please,
I'm not either, Ken. But
yeah.
look, at some point you have to do what's fucking right.
Yeah, but I was going to finish by saying,
you have to stand up for what's fucking right, Ken.
I was going to finish by saying, I don't care if he doesn't know the truth, but if you keep hearing it and you keep hearing people tell you the truth, then you need to fucking turn around and look into it yourself and really fucking maybe down the road do the right thing. But I would never ask anybody to defend me or to defend me over there like Joe does. So it's all up to the person, man. Like, if I'm worth defending, then you defend me. If you think I'm right, then you defend me. If you don't, then fuck me. And I really don't care either way. I care about my friends and the people on here that care about me. And if you don't care about me, then I don't give a fuck about you then. So I really don't care.
Well, there's nothing wrong with standing up for your friend. There's nothing wrong with coming to the aid, to the defense of your friend. There's not a damn thing wrong with it.
If he doesn't know, he doesn't know.
It's more than that. It's standing up to do the right fucking thing. Like I told Danny MT, do the right thing, bro. Stop fucking threatening people, man. Just be a normal motherfucking dude around here. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's not hard.
It comes down to just have a little fucking honor. Like, everyone wants to preach about how they're alpha males and all this shit, dude. Well, prove it by having fucking integrity. You want to talk shit, talk all the shit you want, but the people getting psycho, making threats, putting out stuff like that, you just walk away from them, because if you don't, they're gonna fucking turn on you one day too, and you're gonna be left sitting there like, why did this happen?
Yeah, it's not worth it, man. And fucking anything illegal, like I said a million times, I would invite motherfuckers to come and check out my devices, my phone, my tablet, my fucking computer, whatever you need to look at. It's totally 100%. Everything on it's legal. I haven't doxed anybody. I haven't looked up anybody's information. I haven't talked to anybody about anybody. I haven't done nothing. These guys right here will tell you we don't even interact with each other about other people outside of like what the day's events are, or even just like talking stupid shit to each other, kidding around. Like, that's about it. We don't sit there and maliciously plan out to hurt people or attack people and it's like, you keep telling people this and telling people this. It's like, really, how can you prove to somebody who's hell-bent thinking you're a scumbag from stopping to know you're not a scumbag and you're not doing the things you're being accused of? And it's like, you can't. So let these little boys keep fucking doing what they're doing, because eventually they're going to do it so much that they're going to get fucked for it. And in the end, the truth always comes out. So,
well, just stop saying making vague statements, making vague fucking claims. Oh, them, they're the ones that are doing this to me. They're the ones that are ruining my life. No, say who the fuck it is, man. Say who the fuck is ruining your fucking life.
He never can prove it, dude. He can never prove.
Just say it.
proof of what's going on with him. He always makes these claims.
No, he
Joe.
lays out these fucking little mines, like fucking, little mines all over the fucking place, hoping people will step on him, bro.
Yeah.
He won't say who the fuck is doing it because he knows goddamn well it ain't us, man. So fucking say it.
No.
Just say who it is.
Yeah, he does know it's not us. I know he knows it's not us. I know he's looked into it so much already to know that if it was us, he would have had proof of it already. He would have had some kind of screenshots or proof of something coming from you, Marz, or Dave, or one of us, proving that we're fucking with his life, or we're fucking with his job, or we're fucking with his family. Just like he said that people are saying that I beat my kids. No one ever said that. No one ever said that Joe beats his kids. Not once. But yet that's what's thrown out there. People loved when I was being attacked by Danny. No one loved it. No one was in love with it. No one wanted that to happen. The SC Steve shit, he doesn't even really know about it. But yeah, like, we didn't condone that either, and we wanted that to not happen. No, please don't do that. Don't do what you're saying you're gonna do. Don't do that. But now it's like, why even fucking bother? But you know what? I'm not going to change who I am and be a fucking scumbag like these people. I already did it enough by, like, saying some of the nasty shit that I've said about people's mothers or brothers, or, I didn't want to sit there and say anything about somebody's, retarded nephew or something like that. I don't want to fucking say that shit. I don't want to talk shit about somebody's mom or fucking... That's not me, okay? That's not me. In a joking way, yeah, maybe I might, but in a malicious way, no fucking way. That's not me. And I'm not going to stoop down to these cocksuckers' level and be like them. That's what I was saying in the chat today.
Well, I've never said anything like that. I remember back in the drama club days when people would call Joe's kid, when Davey would call Joe's kid carrots, which is, I guess it's really softball shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even like that, bro. I'm like, I'm not even going to fucking say that, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to comment on other people's kids,
well,
man. It's
dude,
not my business.
Like I said today, I can very
business.
easily throw their fucking names and addresses into chats right now, too. I can go in there, put a fucking bullshit name on my shit, and put fucking Chris Moore's address, boom, right into the fucking chat today. I could have did that numerous times. I could have did the same thing with Scott McKinnon shit. Boom, throw it into my shit, throw it into a chat. Boom, combat it that way. Right? Just like that, they're doing to me and us what they think we're doing to them. That's what they think they're doing. They think they're combating us by throwing my shit in the chats because I'm condoning what's going on in their lives. Meanwhile, they can't prove that anybody's fucking with them either. Where is the proof from Scott? Have you seen any screenshots? Have you ever seen anything leading to any kind of shit that he says happens to him? I've seen no screenshots.
Oh, I think because of his sister. Because his sister, somehow, someone from the community contacted his sister or something or other, and she ended up in the chats and seeing what's going on. So I think that's where his current fucking psychosis.
So we all pay for that, and I pay for that, right?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do anything, so it's like.
But the thing is, we're all different fucking people. I don't agree with some of the shit Nicky Nine says. I don't agree with shit Kent. We're all
exactly.
different. I don't lump us all into the same fucking group.
Exactly,
man.
And I don't agree with what Dave Rose does sometimes. I don't agree with some of the shit he does. But guess what? This motherfucking community needs Dave Rose. And if we didn't have a Dave Rose in this community, these guys like Chris Moore and fucking Scott would be running ruckshot all over every one of us, because he's the only guy that can fucking outsmart these idiots and stoop down to their shit and fucking have them kneel. It's only he can really do that, Dave, because he's the one that he could play the same game but even fucking better. Right back in return with them. And people, you might want to question some of the shit that he says or does, right? But you know what? This community needs Dave Rose. He's the guy that fucking balances this shit. Okay? He balances it out.
Dave does what Dave does, and nobody manipulates him. Nobody influences him.
No, nobody influences him.
That man does what he does, and he doesn't give a fuck what anybody else fucking thinks or cares.
Yeah, he's another
guy. It doesn't come from anybody but Dave Rose.
He's another guy that would tell you straight up, like, no, these guys don't ask me to do shit for them. They don't ask me to attack anybody.
Dave's always been his own man. Like, even the shit when it first started with Danny, people were trying to get Rose involved. Rose was like, no, this is not my thing. I wasn't. I never came at him, said to get in this. And eventually, by his own accord, he decided to, cast off fucking Danny. But he's his own man. He didn't choose to just jump in and join.
No.
Because somebody told him to. The dude does what he wants to do,
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I have immense respect for him, because I'm glad that he could think for himself and he's not a mindless fucking chimp. like a lot of people can be here.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm glad that he sees what's right and wrong. And yeah, his tactics might not be to your suiting, but you know what? He gives it right back to these motherfuckers who give it to all of us, and they have no shame in their shit at all, bro. They sit there and judge us and say stupid fucking things like, they're there on a live stream for 4 hours and they got kids. It's like, dude, you're a retard. Go smoke some more crack. You sound like a fucking imbecile. And he's the only one that can really... he's one of the guys.
I support Dave's tactics because there's people like that he has to. There's people like fucking Scott and Simo.
I know you support his tactics, but I'm saying the people
100%.
Yeah, the people that are out there that don't, which there are people that don't. You know, they got to live with it. He fights fire with fire sometimes, and he'll go for the jugular sometimes because you know what? These people are doing it. They're ones calling out family members. They're in there talking shit about his father. They're in it. When did you ever hear Dave talk shit about someone's mother or father? Chris Moore's mother or father, or Scott's mom and dad, or his sister, or his brother, or his nephew.
Bro,
never.
I have no idea what anybody's mom and dad's name is. I have no fucking idea, and I don't give a fuck.
Nor should you. Yeah. Nor should any one of us. But But you know who does? Good old Scotty does. Scotty knows all of our names, all of our parents, everything, bro. This guy, if you've had an argument with him, he's looked your shit up or has had it sent to him from Chris Moore. So you can guarantee that. Well,
go do it to somebody that bothers me.
And I understand why some people don't want to speak up and get involved because they feel like, oh my God, I don't want my shit out there like that. And I get it.
Want to be on the radar.
I get it. Yeah, I get it, man. But don't run from the community because of these assholes. Because eventually they will melt like the Wicked Witch of the West did. They will melt away eventually. True. I promise you that.
True.
Just hold on. You know?
I don't know. I mean. Fuck, my brain just shut off.
You gotta make sure you get those glass slippers, bro, before somebody else does.
I know that eventually the truth will come all out and these guys will be gone. I know it. Because you know what? I'm not fucking going nowhere. And if they think that this tactics is going to scare me off, no, it just makes me want to be around here even more. It makes me want to be here even fucking more.
Yeah.
Because it's worth fighting for.
Well, what they're doing is not working is what they have to ultimately realize, because it's just not. And there's no reason to take any of this serious because it's temporary, dude. Like it's not going to be going on forever. Inevitably liver failure is going to kick in or somebody's going to get locked up again. So it's like it's just going to go away, and then years will go by and no one's going to give a shit. It'll be like a moment that no one remembers.
You're right. And you want to know something? Good things happen to good people, right? And patient people. And bad things happen to impatient, scumbag, jealous people. And you know what? It's just a matter of time before karma gets you.
Well, that's true. And what you think you are, bro. What you think you become. And these people, when all they do is think about this shit nonstop, that's all they fucking manifest, is it? That's it. There's nothing else. There's just this. Just misery. Just fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what they live in 24 hours a day, and that's what they bring to the table, bro. It's fucking pathetic, you know.
Well, anyway, that's about it, guys, for tonight. He's got Mark Skunty eyes. Mark Skunty lies.
He's got song.
Mark Skunty lies. I'm dealing with Mark Skunty lies. Good night to Marz, Mira, and Nicky Nines. Go check them out every Thursday night on the Marz Mira channel.
Good night, guys.
In that Mark Skunty lies. He will lie to you and mislead you and mistreat you. And he's got what it takes to just lie through his eyes. Will lie to you, and he will tell you what you want to hear, and he'll act nice to you, make you think that he's a cool fucking dude, but under his eyes he's crazy asshole.
Get Mark Skunty eyes. Got fucking Mark Skunty, Mac. get me.
I will bend for you.
I support YR. Bring it back, YR. We all support you, Booby. We all support the YR program.
He's got Marz goddamn.
I want to see it.
He will lie to you, and he will tell you just like you want to hear. He's got Joe Cronin all to himself. He wants Joe inside him. He wants Joe to bring him back.
He's got the phony baloney. He's full of phony baloney. He's full of Tony's baloney. Yeah, he's full of Tony's baloney. Tony baloney. And Tony baloney. And Tony's got what Joe needs. And he wants to be on Joe's show. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's right, Nicky J. You gotta look into the bullshit. Yo, Bullsy, you kick some ass, baby. Don't worry, Bullsy.
Keep your head up, Bullsy. You did a good job, brother. And the Seaman himself. Yeah, the newest recruit to the Foul Mouth Network. Seaman, yeah. You can keep doxing me. Keep doxing my family. You can keep fucking saying and doing what you're doing, because I ain't going fucking nowhere. 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 Peace, everybody. See you hump day.